Hey, this is Ben from Rather doing a video looking at some of the new tools for research that AI is enabling. So, if you're watching this video, you've obviously had the experience of going to Google and researching some topic for work or school or personal interest. And at this point, we're all pretty good at it. We have decent mental models for how Google works, and we kind of know the flow of, okay, I'm going to do a query, I'm going to look at the top five results or so. I'm going to skim the pages. I'm going to make a new query in response to what I've learned. And that works pretty well, but it's time consuming and you have to sift through a lot of trash to find what you want. And we now have really great AI tools that provide an alternative. So I'm going to look at some of my favorites. The first one is Perplexity. Perplexity, pretty similar to ChatGPT and Claude in that it gives you a chatbot-like interface, but what it does differently is that while ChatGPT can search the internet, Perplexity is geared specifically for searching the internet. So it's going to pull up a bunch of results. It's basically doing an internet search for me. It's breaking what I've asked it down into better queries, and it is then going to give me a summary of all of what it found. So I can see that it looked at about 9 resources. It's read all of them, and now it's giving me an overall summary of the information it's found alongside references to where it got that particular piece of information from. So, honestly, Perplexity is really great. Whenever I want to get a broad overview of a topic that I kind of need up to the date internet relevant information for, like Claude or ChatGPT is really great when I just want to dive into learning about something in general. But when I want to learn about a current event or get the update on something that's just happened, Perplexity is my go-to. And it's great. The only downside is that it's not necessarily surfacing its information from the best results. It's generally pretty good. Like you can see Harvard, Mayo Clinic, like there's some good resources here, but there's also Forbes, which is not the best if you're looking for academic rigor. So what are the alternatives to that if you want to dive into a more um, peer-reviewed, research-heavy rabbit hole? So this is called Elicit, and I'm going to make the same query, sauna health effects. Elicit, what it does is it looks at all of the peer-reviewed academic published papers that are out on my topic that I've searched for, and it will just do a literature review for me on those papers. So you can see that it's pulled up the papers that it thinks are relevant. It's done a short abstraction or short summary of the abstract, and it then has done a summary of the top papers for me. And I could make that a larger number of papers that I want the summary to cover, but I don't have the pay plan for this. But yeah, and you can see that it's done citations to the exact papers that it's referencing for each comment. This is much more dependable in terms of the reliability of the information that you're getting than Perplexity. Obviously, much more narrow. It only relates to academic published research. But if you ever need to look at stuff like that, then this is extremely effective, and they've built a really good tool here. Cool. So the next one we're going to look at, I really like because it is a bit more creative in what it allows us to do. So this is Globe Explorer, and this is a demo tool at the moment. It's a bit less well known. The devs are still working on it. You can actually see we've got a bug here where it's pulled my query in Spanish. It doesn't always do that. That's just for the first time happened today for whatever reason. But aside from that, it's generally really great, and it's still giving me the results I want. Essentially, what Globe does is it breaks your query down by topic, and I might just to get in English, I'm just going to say sauna. It breaks your query down by topic, and you can then kind of look through this tree of information. You can see I've got sauna health benefits here, which is what I was originally looking for. So that's what I want. So let's look at health benefits. And now we're looking at health benefits of sauna. And so you can search through knowledge in this really organic, interesting way that I find to be not necessarily as direct as a Perplexity, Google, or Elicit search, but if I'm just looking to understand the map of what we know about some topic, this is a really cool way of doing it, and you can go down these great rabbit holes that I think would be really hard to do with a different tool. So I think a lot more tools like this are going to come out, and I'm really excited for that. But yeah, that is Globe. And then the last one that I'm looking at, which I use quite a lot for not just research topics, but whenever I want to surface something on the internet that is very similar to something that I've already got, and I don't really know what keywords I'd put into Perplexity or Google to find it. So in this instance, I've got this blog post from Andrew Huberman, again, about cold exposure and sauna. And you can, with Perplexity, not with Perplexity, with Exa, you can just give Exa links to blog posts or company websites or anything that you want. And you can search and it will show you things similar to that link. So it's a really interesting new way, again, similar to Globe, of searching for information on the internet in a way that's different to what we're used to. I find this really effective, particularly if I've got like a public Google Doc or Google Slides or something that I've found that I want to find similar things that are out there. It's really hard to go and search for Google Docs or Google Slides, but often people put up public Google Docs that are really great and really high quality. And this is the only tool I've found so far that allows me to do that in a reliable way. So Exa, basically give it any URL, and then what you get back is similar URLs, which, yeah, it's surprisingly useful once you get the hang of it. So this has been a brief run through of some of my favorite AI tools for research and exploration. Hope you found that helpful, and as always, reach out if you have any questions. Thanks.